This computer. Man, it's been a few weeks since I've done one of these. Over the Christmas break, I forget how to everything works. All
You get
right.
that Zoom muscle memory going on, mate.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone. All right. So, looks like that's cool. We are live in the Facebook group. We're recording here. That's good. So we've got Walt. If anyone else, if you're watching on Facebook Live, there will be a link above, below, wherever this video is, if you want to come and join us and jump in the Zoom. So today we are talking about how ChatGPT helped to create a $10 million side business. So got here with us this morning Walt from White Label Group, and we're actually just waiting for Johann. He's just finishing up on another call, and he's going to be jumping in here in a second. But I'll just explain quickly who Johann and Walt are. So Johann and Walt are the guys behind the brilliant White Label Suite, amazing tool for High Level, one of the major sponsors of the High Level event in Dallas this year. Um, Walt, you actually gave me the kangaroo, not the kangaroo, the koala sticker packet. I don't know if you remember this in there.
No, I do. I
The,
do. Yeah,
because you
absolutely.
said, have you got kids? Take these stickers. I've got the high
Perfect.
level bottle which I gave to my son, and he's covered that in those koala stickers, and he loves it to
Fantastic,
bits.
man. I love it. That's
So that
great.
was cool. But yeah, so you guys, anyway, you already have let's say, a fairly significant business anyway. So ChatGPT has helped you to create a $10 million side business. So
Yeah.
that's not to denote, what you've done there. But I guess one thing I just want to kind of say for everyone who's watching this, right, is that what you've done is obviously possible because you did it and you did it in a very short time frame. And what's really cool for me actually doing this call with you guys today is I remember listening to Johann's podcast with Vit Muller on the high level
Mm.
experience 4 months ago, I think, give
Yeah.
or take,
Yeah.
about four
Something
months
like
ago,
that.
where he was talking about how he had done this process and he'd put this plan in place using ChatGPT and gone to the team. And this was the direction that you guys were going to go in the next few months, and how AI was basically helping you guys to grow and develop a new plan, which
Yeah.
is really cool. So it's cool for me today to have Johann and yourself on here talking about how you actually did implement it and coming out the other side of it. And we've actually got Vic coming on in about 3 weeks' time as well.
Fantastic.
Um, so he's going to be on here too. So that's pretty cool for me, I think. And one thing I just want to sort of preface for everyone, right? So what you guys have done is nothing short of amazing, right? To create the business, when we talk about the size and scope and the scale and how you've done that. Um, but I think it's fair to say, because there's a lot of big claims and people say all these things, you can do this and do that. You guys have got, you're very savvy. You've already created large businesses. You have a great partnership between the two of you, like a bit of left and right brain going on. You have a team and you have resources. And by resources, I don't just mean sort of financially, but you've also got a team there of people that can help you to
Yep.
build that.
Yep.
So what you've done is exceptional, and results may vary, but people can use the tools. And I know the tools that you've used. I had a chat with Johan about this the other day, exactly what you've done and the processes, right? And they're pennies, right, for what you use. I mean, when I say pennies, it might be a few $1,000s over a few months, but really that's pennies to do what you can do today to build and scale a business. So anyone who's watching this, now or later, I think that it's definitely possible to do what you guys have done because you've done it. But everyone should be encouraged to go, hey, this is what these guys have done. But you can take this on your own time and your own scale, because if you don't have the size and scale of a team and a resource to do it, use the tools that we're going to talk about today and build something that's, replicable and scalable at where you're at, because you could still build $1 million business in 12 months, right, from scratch with
Yeah.
next to nothing, right? So I think it's going to be pretty amazing to go through the process that you guys have done so that people can see that and then take that at their, whatever pace they are, and the baseline that they're starting from, right? Because you guys had a better baseline to start from, I think is fair to say, is it?
Yeah, it's we do have, and thanks for outlining that as well. Like we have a team. We weren't starting from baseline zero. We have a team, we have time in GHL, like we've been around for a few years. We have, some incredible people in our group. So we weren't starting from baseline zero, but the whole story about this $10 million thing. So let me be very, really, really, really clear. We haven't banked $10 million. The story is that we asked ChatGPT how to build a $10 million business using the resources and the systems that we do have. And again, let me just open the door there, Gary. The tools and the systems that we have are available to everyone for a really minimal investment for these particular tools. We used a couple of AI tools. We used ChatGPT, which you can access for free. We used some AI based chat tools and voice tools and stuff, and I'll go through the whole thing. But the whole story is that Johann, my business partner, he is an AI savant. He just lives and eats and breathes AI, loves it, is in 100 different AI groups. And the story goes that we have a white label tool that works within GHL. And we've had a couple of thousand people over the last years come into our world, grab that tool, help them boost their GHL sales by plugging in our leads system. So our tool is a leads program, and what we teach is we show people how to take our tool, put their own brand on it, use it to make sales, and then upsell GHL on the back end to manage the leads and do all that kind of stuff. So along the way, we've had a couple of thousand people come in and brand their own version of our leads tool. But we had never done that ourselves because we didn't want to compete out with our resellers. Like we wanted them to be making the sales and we're the behind the scenes kind of invisible. But Johan, being AI savvy, he went for a walk with his puppy and he was just chatting. You can voice chat to Chat GPT. And he asked the question, these are the tools that I've got. This is the team. This is the structure. Knowing that, what should I do to create a $10 million company in the next 12 months? And that simple conversation with ChatGPT turned into a 2 hour back and forth going through lots of different scenarios. And it ended up with like a 400-page manual that literally outlined step by step what to do. And we just followed it. So what we did was we literally said, okay, let's do this as a demonstration. We took our own software tool and we said, a ChatGPT instruction said, brand this as your own. Get it out. Hey, Johan can tell the story, but anyway,
Hey,
I was
mate.
just saying about the chat with your puppy, man. So ChatGPT said, this is how to take what you've got and build this $10 million company. And it was take the tool, put the brand on it, get it up there, and then plug in AI on the back. And what we did, like we literally implemented this, and we've seen incredible things. And even better than that, we've seen our white label suite members have those same incredible results along the way. So, Johan, if you want to take over, as we just said, we
Yeah,
created
man.
this whole thing back in September,
And
and it's rocketed.
What we
it's
what we
been
can
insane,
do.
guys. And
Uh,
for you guys, sorry, go, Gary.
what
And
was
apologies, guys. I'm sorry for being late, Gary.
That's all right, mate. We started without you. We just explained to everyone. I know you're busy and you're on another call, but yeah, we were explaining this, and I was saying how it's really cool that I got you on here today because I remember listening to the podcast that you did with Vit about 4 months ago. We were saying how we're using AI to build this new company, and now here we
Yep.
are today, where I've got you on
It,
talking about how you have built this new company and what you're doing, and Vit's
dude.
coming on in a few weeks. So
Hey.
I'll put the link to that podcast with Vit somewhere
Yep.
with this video, wherever you're watching this, we'll put a link to that video as well, because that's the full backstory and where you're
Yes.
explaining how to use AI.
Yep.
Because it's very cool. And yeah, we were just doing a cliff notes of your dog walk and the
Awesome.
semblance of
Well,
the idea.
because everyone's here, guys, these are the actual prompts that we used to generate that 400-page document, which became the playbook. So it's this one, and I'm happy to send that to you, Gary, and you can put that in the show notes.
Awesome, thank
But
you.
these are the prompts, and then from that it led to this, which then led to this, which I'm sure Walt's already talked about. Um, our
Very
salespeople
briefly.
freaking out.
Yeah,
This
so
is
very briefly, I just literally said we started to we asked ChatGPT what should we do? We got that playbook and it was create the tool, create the page layout like this, and that's pretty much where you jumped in as well. So then it's like plug AI in the background, and we're up to here. So we as soon as we did this, I found this, like, just between you and we've said it before, but I found this fascinating that as soon as we plugged in the AI to handle the sales for us, the AI salespeople were doing a better job on day one than trained salespeople that have been with us for a year or more. And that's not
Yep.
to disregard them. It's just that AI is systematic. It never misses. It doesn't have a bad day. It answers every question every time, and it pushes people through. I mean, I found that amazing. This is literally the reaction from our sales team on that page there.
That's, yep.
We were seeing sales being rung in by Falco, our AI sales manager, and this is our team going, "Go Falco, go Falco!" Like it's just ringing in sales all day, every day, and we're just, wow, this is incredible.
And when we told them that it's actually an AI, they were scared. They were scared. And our sales team, so back when we were talking 4 months ago, it's 12 strong. Now it's down to two because the AI does most of it. And you can see here, this is the email that we get. And here's a summary. This is who it's talking to. This is what happened, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We get a summary of it, and we also have our live sales stuff happening in the background there too. So yeah, adding it to our process quadrupled our sales value, shortened our sales cycle from 8 weeks down to 48 hours, and
Wow.
reduced our cost of acquisition. This is the flow. If anybody wants to know, we use White Label Suite to generate the leads. They're driven to a page, which is the one I just showed you. It's just got a 3-minute video there. It's got the beauty is in the simplicity of this page. This looks like a page from 2000, right? I agree. It looks shocking. It looks crap. I've had a digital agency. It's like, no, we need the beautiful sliders and images and everything. This actually converts better than the fancy websites with all the graphics and stuff because it's very simple. People come here, they click, they watch the video, it's 3 minutes. They can click on the chatbot, they can talk to it there, they can request a call back. There's a special offer at the top. They can click and they can buy. Again, I know it's not aesthetically appeasing, but people know exactly what they're getting. There's no fluff about it, and they're just buying that. So gets them there. The chatbot takes over. The voice bot calls them, and then once they sign up, they get supported, they get onboarded, supported, and then they get upsold. And so we all have access to this technology now because everyone here is using Go High Level, and the AI voice is coming along, the AI chat's coming along. You will have the all-in-one solution. You most likely won't have to go to other ones now. Yeah.
So we actually we were plugged in. So we call it the 4-bot system. And that's what we went to Dallas and we were talking to everybody about the 4-bot system, how to sell more GHL, how to sell more, whatever it is that you sell. The 4-bot system, generating leads with bot number 1, which is what we do, generating conversational interaction. And we were using there's lots of different chat systems out there. There's Zappy Chat and there's Closebot, and GHL's now internal chat system is just brilliant. At the time we were and we still are today live, we're using Closebot for the chat piece. The voice AI now in GHL is incredible, but we were using SynthFlow. So the 4 bots are our leads tool, does the initial creation of the lead, then chat takes over and has a conversation. Voice takes over and actually calls the people and runs them through a demo, talks them through, answers objections, gets them sold up. And the 4th bot that we talk about is GHL. It's the super bot, the bot that wraps around everything, keeps everything in one place, and makes all of those automations work together. And I think one of the most fascinating things, Johann, is that now using AI, when we're doing lead generation, we go, okay, hey, I'm looking for a business coach in Omaha or whatever, and we can find those people and then click one button and let AI do full deep research on that prospect. Literally click a button, 10 seconds later we've got their company history, who their founders were, what their awards they've won, what business model they have. Like all of that is in our leads tool. All of that data goes into GHL, and then the conversation references that info. And I know I'm being geeky here, I'm the tech guy, right? But imagine that AI researches a prospect, and then when AI is having a conversation with that prospect, it already knows who they are. Oh, so I noticed you guys are here in Omaha, you're doing this. Congrats on that award. And it's like, whoa, AI is contextual and it knows who the prospect is
Mm.
before the conversation even happens. That to me is fascinating. And that's allowing those really deep conversations to happen and transactions, because it's able to reference, oh, our leads tool does this, which in your line of work would be helpful because of this, this, and this. That is all AI happening in the background now, which is just incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can do that. And like say with we've seen that we're building out bots and team members where you put them
Yeah,
together and release them. And even like your first iteration is probably better than someone who's been working for you for 1, 2, or 3 months, who's had to be
yeah,
trained because a human can't absorb the knowledge or re-reference it that quickly. And you're never
Mhm.
perfect out the gate, but
Yep.
like it's amazing what comes out the gate with a with a decent prompt. And that's not all that
Yeah,
hard to
right.
do. And what
Did,
we see now as well with bots is that letting the guardrails off a little bit on the bots, like not so strict as they used to be, because they're getting smarter to work stuff out rather than saying, and I was talking to someone about this the other day, it's like right, we used to kind of try and keep them on rails a little bit, say, you must respond, if someone asks a question like this, you must respond like this. And that would keep them in line. Whereas now you can say, you should try to
Mm.
respond in a manner, and it allows a bit more flexibility because the bots have got so smart now. So if you've got all that background information on someone, like I know what you guys do, because I saw all your demo in Dallas, and then it can respond, it knows who it's talking to, it can have a flow of a conversation rather than just like a hammering the point to a sale or an appointment or whatever it might be. And it's much more like a human.
Hey man,
Mm.
I remember you came in and you presented to one of our at our masterclass, and you talked about how you break down the text messages
Mm.
into small snippets. When we implemented that, we saw a huge uptake. So I just wanted to give you a kudos and say thank you publicly, saying that one tiny little optimization, because we were doing what you showed as an example not to do. You said, hey Gary, we know everything about you. Here's everything. Da, 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 da. And then you're like, guys, you need to be more
Human.
conversational.
Yeah.
Hey man, yeah, more human, right? Hey, just letting you, yeah, how's Q1 going? Anything I can help you with? Oh man, there's some, whatever. And just breaking it down into those tiny little snippets made it more conversational, made it more consumable by the person receiving it, and they could reply it. Because if they get two or even three paragraphs, they don't read that. They're like, this is just technology
This is
messaging
bot.
me.
Yeah.
These guys are just mass messaging 10,000 people or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's personalized, it's the uptake and the engagement is so much higher.
A
So thank
little.
you, Mr. Gary.
You're welcome, man. I'm glad. Makes me feel proud. Thank you. But yeah, and I know Bryce and Closebot, like they've built that in there now as well with like the little pause and it breaks messages up. And I think Bryce is
Yeah.
coming on in
And he's
4 weeks
he's
as
got
well, actually.
little three dots now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They put that in. So
Which
yeah,
is such a small thing, but it makes such a big difference, right?
yeah.
Somebody's typing to you.
Well, I talk to Bryce quite a lot, and because I like what they do with Closebot, and like we give a bot away like for free, and it's kind of one
Yep.
of his rivals to a degree. And I've spoken to him about it anyway. So hey, but I think what guys do is cool as well. So he's actually coming on, and we're just gonna choke him and say, hey, look, Closebot does this, and if you like it, you should use Closebot. Because we
Yep.
also have a bot. So you guys, do you want to talk about the tools that you're actually using, what they are? So part of this, we
Yeah,
don't
for sure.
have we're SMS, so we don't have voice. We don't have
Mhm.
voice capability. You can use Lead Connector and Twilio in conjunction with our service, but we do give away a free bot. So something we were saying just while we were waiting for you to join Johan, as we were talking about like the baseline where you guys started from. You obviously you got a very solid baseline, both in your knowledge, experience, skill, the team, resources you have to do this, right? Which not everybody is coming from that same baseline, right? But everybody can do this. So we want
Yeah.
to give value to people doing this. And I should have said this at the start as well. Um, we've got something where guys can go and get the 4 bot series. I think you've got an offer at the end
Yeah.
that we can put for people. So,
Yeah.
but we want to give people the ability to do this to the best of their ability where they are, and we're already providing them with the tools for the SMS and the AI chatbot, so they can use our system. And I talked to you about this the other day. So Closebot's awesome. You guys are using that. People can use myCRM bot. That will work perfectly as well. But do you want to talk through the tools and the way that you set them up
Yeah,
in those
yeah, for sure.
process?
Did you get a chance to do a demo while I was gone?
No, not at all, mate. No.
No. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to give you the world's fastest demo, if that's okay, so that
This is
everybody
bot
knows.
one in the series. This is
Yeah,
how to get your leads, and this is the white label piece.
awesome. So in here, we go in, we fill out just a few little details about your business so that we have that there. The AI starts learning. Click a button, integrate it into a high level. Done. Go in here and let's just do some quick little training so that it's all trained up. Just some URLs and PDFs and things so that it knows what it's doing. Now we're ready to go. So over here, I say, hey, Gary, if I could fill a room with 100 people, who would they be, right? And we'd go click on the people, and because it's the world's fastest demo, I'm just going to go find me all the podcast hosts. Why not? In Las Vegas. And all right, here's all the Las Vegas, Nevada podcast hosts, and we can go through and choose, how many employees, how much revenue they do, what their job title, management. Oh, there's tons of filters which helps you narrow down that person. But I'm not going to narrow that down on this demo for now. We're just going to go and find podcast hosts in Vegas. That's the only two criteria. Click this button, go cool, add them to a list. Let's go. And now I want to start learning about these people in a second. People usually at this point say, hey, is this Sales Navigator? Not really, because LinkedIn is the first protocol. Once we know everything about them from LinkedIn, it gets deep enriched, and that's how the hyper-personalization comes. I can't do two things at once. Podcast host Vegas. Yep. So cool. So now it's added them to the list, and now it's going to go and start doing that deep research. It takes about a minute, 2 minutes to go and find all the data. So let's just go to that list. And you can see over here, it's starting to look for the email, and it'll start populating in a second. This one, Jenna Heath, it's complete. Here's her email. There's all her socials, and now we have her data. We can go in there. We can also click on this and say, okay, she was born in 1991. These are her socials. These are her additional email addresses. Here's her education. Here's her job history. All of this data gets sent to GHL as a custom value, which means now the bots can now, custom field. So the bots can now reference that. So that's the people search. Are we good with this one? And I'll move to the next one. By the way, we can do some data enrichment and enrich the data and stuff, but we'll go to the next one. Company search. I can go in here and I can say, okay, find me all the, and I just did the searches about half an hour ago. Find me all the real estate agents in Las Vegas. Come on, system, you can do it.
Everything goes slow in Zoom.
I know, right? So now I typed in real estate agents in Las Vegas, and you can see that was 39 minutes ago. Now I get the number of employees. I get their tech stack. Are they running WordPress? Do they have Google Analytics? Do they have their Google Tag Manager organized? Show me all their emails. Who are they? Here's Maureen Robinson. She's the owner. This one's a luxury specialist. I just click that button, and now in the top right-hand corner there, I can just send to CRM. So that I wouldn't do one at a time. I'd go through, in about 10 minutes, I can generate a list of about 1,000 people that I want to contact. Everything is going to be hyper-personalized. So that hyper-personalization that we talked about is here. Let's go hit that, generate a summary about the company. This is for my BDMs to go, hey, is this a person that we can do business with? Now, remember, we've got Prospect Falcon as that's what it's trained up as. So this is who it is, this is who they are, and this is how Prospect Falcon can help them. So now they have talking points if they want to jump on the phone with them or kick off their conversation, right? So that's the people search. Next one is the domain search. So there's Chet Holmes created this thing called the Dream 100. If I had 100 clients or 100 companies that I wanted to work with to get to 1 million, 10 million, 1 billion, whatever that number is, right? There's 100 people that I need to reach out to. Who are those 100 people? So with the Dream 100, that's the domain search. I'm going to say, hey, guys, we've been in this business for 4 years. Let's get us some publicity. Let's go to Forbes.com. But I don't want to pay $15,000 to be featured. I want to build a relationship and, get through to the right person. So I go in here, I type in Forbes.com. By the way, you can type in any company and you'll find the people there. So we've typed in Forbes.com, and now you can see we get every person who works at that company. Now, if I was running an event, I can say, hey, let me get through to the CEO and ask them if they want to be sponsors, right? Let me get, you know what? I want to go to the big dog. Here's Mr. Miguel Forbes. Done. I can get through to him. So chances of him replying to me, come on, let's be honest, is low. So you have to work your way up, right? So
well, here's this you, Johann, I'm sure.
Thanks, man. This one is the coolest one. Now, Walt, the genius, he's like, hey, guess what? Now we have influencer search. So Walt built the influencer search. I can come in here and go, okay, find me all in Las Vegas. Why not? Because we're talking about it a lot. Find me all the guys. Nope. You can type in anything into this thing. At the Go High Level conference, Gary, a guy came up to me and said he used this and he found models. He typed in model and then he started messaging them. And now his girlfriend's a model. So anyway, people find the coolest ways to use a tool. But we're just going to go business coach in Las Vegas, right? All right. Let's go here, influencers, and you can type in any influencer name, you can find them. So Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I've done the search before, that's why it's already
Already on.
populated. So this is the type of data that we get. So I just did the search, how long ago? Like 40 minutes ago
40
at
minutes
another
ago.
presentation. So Mike C. Rock. So Mike C. Rock has got 2.3 million people. We were looking for, I can't remember what the keyword I was typed in. He's got 36% fake followers.
Which are bot
20%
bot.
is an acceptable one. Yep, because 20% is where the bots usually hang around. Here's the hashtags. Here's the mentions. Here's the type of content that he creates. Here's his credibility, the interests, his brand affinity, and then guess what? This is who else is following him. So even though he is in the scale of things, a tiny guy, 2.3 million, come on, he's got followers who've got 13.8 million, and I don't know who half these people are, but I know Jim Quick, 2.4 million people. So if you wanted to, you could work your way up the ladder just by finding the right people. Now down here, you can see which countries he's famous in. So United States, Colombia, which cities, and then the lookalike followers. So this tool will find your JV. So just quickly, if I wanted a sniper search saying I want 100 CEOs of marketing companies, I'd go the people search. If I wanted different people from different companies, a shotgun, well, very targeted shotgun approach. Everyone who works at these real estate companies in Melbourne, that's the company search. The exact company I want to work with, that's the domain search. And then influencers to do joint ventures. Click a button, integrated, plugged into GHL, campaigns triggered, chat begins, SMS begins. Oh, and another cool little thing. Let me just go to here. Where is my slide deck? Guys, again, Walt is the genius, and I get to talk to the man every day. He built this. So prospectfalcon.com/lead ideas. If you scan this code, it'll start talking to you, it'll text you, and you can then experience how it's doing the text messages. And Gary, I'm pleased you're not allowed to do this because you're going to come back with, guys, come on, you got to break it up more. I'm sure you're going to give us some great.
No, but the point of
tips.
that one, Johan, if you want to come back face to face, the point of that one is that the leads tool does all of that data enrichment, right? But now you can have leads coming into your system from anywhere. So, example, somebody answers a Facebook ad, or somebody opts into your free report download list, and even an inbound inquiry, we can get the AI to do all of that enrichment in the back end and then come back and update into high level. So it says, hey, opt into my free whatever. And then the lead enrichment happens in the background. So when Gary's chat system takes over, all of that data is in custom fields of that contact, and the chat system can reference it in conversation. So you could have it plugged into, somebody buys from you from Stripe, you've got an inbound lead and it gets enriched using the leads tool so that you've got all of that data into the program. So the lead ideas is just us demonstrating, yeah, you can put data in and it enriches for you rather than just using us to find it and send it across as well. So lots of cool stuff in there.
But I'm curious, guys, because we haven't played with voice AI at all much yet, and you're using that to are people booking a call with someone, and then the AI is basically doing the call at that
Uh,
time? Is that how you're
So they
running
start
that?
off with they watch the video, then they start chatting, then they say
Yep.
call me, and then from the call me, we then it takes them through. It gets them 90% there, if not 100%. And then if they haven't closed, we get that email saying, "This is the conversation. This is what happened." And then a human will go, "Hey, so that you talked to the bot. Was there any other questions?" Again, that's there for now. I'm sure in the future we'll optimize it a bit more, but that's what we have right now.
So that was
So
going
what
to be
we're
my
what we're
question.
seeing what we're
Sorry,
seeing,
what?
Gary, is that on the lower end sales, like $97 a month for a business, super easy. An AI voice can close that sale without any human interaction whatsoever. It's like, hey, this is what we do. This is where answer all the questions. questions. Do you want to get started? Yes, great, fantastic. Sign them up. At $97 a month, it's an easy sell. But what we're seeing for our clients who are selling higher end, so they might be selling GHL at $9.97 a month or something like that. The great use of AI voice at that point is qualifying people and then booking that person into a human calendar. So we see, and on the back, a great example is on the back of webinars. So people run a webinar, they get 50 people come and watch the webinar. Maybe 2 people buy on the webinar. What happens to the other 48? You can engage that AI voice system to follow up every single person, knows all the answers to the questions, and then book them into a person's calendar as a qualified lead using the AI voice system. So yeah, we use it to close deals at the low end and to book appointments at the high end.
And so my question was going to be, do people know they're talking to an AI voice bot?
Every time, every time,
hey,
every
does
time.
it ring and say, "Hey, I'm Prospect Falcon's AI voice"? So you
Yes.
tell them that straight up front?
Yep.
We now that's a personal decision,
Yeah.
but so I put into the company that our stance on that is always yes. So we
Mm,
actually start our conversation by saying, "Hi, Gary, this is Kylie, the AI sales manager from White Label Suite." And the reason we do that is because it's trust, right?
mm.
If you try and hide, this is my opinion, right? If you try and hide from that, at some point, the prospect on the other end of the line is going to go, hang on a second, is this an AI?
Mm, mm.
And if you try and dodge around that, your trust is gone. So we actually open our conversations by saying, AI sales manager calling from blah. And what we have experienced at the moment is that people are really engaged. They're like, wow, so tell me more. Like it's actually it's a big boost. We haven't, sorry, I do apologize. We've had one person that said, I don't want to talk to an AI bot, get a human to call me and hang up. One out of thousands. Oh, okay, cool, radio. But for the rest of them, they're actually excited to try out this new tech. It's working really well.
Is that a strategic way of introducing it? I am the AI sales manager. So some people will twing it, oh, you are AI, or do some people just think, oh, you're the manager for the AI sales,
Of the AI
and then they
piece.
kind of twig it
So
in?
again, we put it
Is
into the
it?
prompt.
Yeah.
We put it into the prompt. If you are ever asked if you're human or an AI, answer that you are a trained AI assistant here to help them. That's what we put into the actual prompt. So if they get that question, so whether they skip it or they, don't hear it or whatever, if they get asked, again, that's a personal choice that we've made that all of our voice AIs will say, yes, I'm a trained AI assistant here to answer any of your questions.
Yeah, because that's what I feel at the moment. Because we're going to start doing that we have a demo on demand, and we're just setting up at the moment as well, so that people watch the demo. We will have a voice AI bot give them a call, and we're going to do that same thing because I feel it's the same thing. Needs to be some integrity there, where I feel
That's the choice. Yeah. So for me, that's the thoughts. Absolutely.
yeah, and it's a weird thing. I don't know how everybody's ready yet to just accept that they were talking to an AI bot and being deceived by it. Got a couple of hands raised there. Kieran, did you have a question, mate?
Yeah, well, so I'm using like voice and messaging AI
Great.
already in my own softwares, in my own Go High level. Is there a way in terms of using the suite that you've got to only use portions of it if I don't need to use all of it
Um, so like
in terms of just the lead gen and it's plugged into what
Yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah.
already
So
Yeah,
trained
oh,
on
absolutely.
my
Yeah, so
bots?
we sell only our business, our product, our system is that first bot which does the lead generation for you.
Oh,
All of the other pieces, like we just plug into that. So
yeah,
we
yeah,
we take care, like that's what White Label Suite is. It's your own branded lead generation tool that you get to sell as a standalone tool. And you can sell it as many times as you want if you've got the unlimited license, but it's a standalone leads tool. It does what it does. And
yeah.
then you can then additionally sell your own AI stuff, your own GHL accounts, all that kind of gear. So the only thing we do is that leads piece.
Sweet, all good. And just with like that portion of it, I own and operate a bunch of gyms. How good is it with just local brick and mortar finding everyday people to like say fill a gym?
Yeah,
great.
great question. So
You want me to go
yeah,
well?
Johan, go for it. You've actually got a good friend who did exactly that.
So Kieran, I decided to get rid of the dad body after 20 years and using my kids as an excuse, right? And so I joined
Yeah,
a gym. Now the local gym here, there's 5 gyms within 200 meters, and
yeah,
4 of the gyms are $20 a week, and the one I signed up to is $100 a week. Reason being,
Yep.
it's more personalized, etc. And so
Mm.
I was going there and I was 6 weeks in, and I said to the guys, the two young guys, 25 and 26, I go, guys, how you planning on growing the business? They said, we're going to do leaflet drops, we're going to do Facebook ads, and we're going to work on our website. I said, yeah, your website's already great. Your offers are done. You just need to get people in front of, like, the guys sell like crazy, right? So I said, okay, let's go into the tool. So we went into the tool and I said, who comes to the gym? They said, it's all lawyers, doctors, accountants, professionals, busy professionals who come because it's not a busy gym. So I said, okay, let's
Yep.
target all the CEOs, all the accountants, all the lawyers, all the doctors in that area, in that 2 kilometers, that's where they drive. And let's say to them, hey, we're Elite Fitness. This is who we work with. We work with people who are busy professionals. This is come on in for a free thing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the sales cycle, which you already know. But that's
Yep.
how we targeted those people, the ideal people. Then we
Okay.
targeted companies and found the companies and offered them a 2-week gym pass for their staff. So they could then give their staff a $200 gift voucher to come for 2 weeks to the gym because now they're building goodwill and the whole thing is people are active, etc. They're pumped up,
Yep.
more productivity, etc.
Yep.
The third one was the Dream 100 with the domains. Found all the big companies around, all the big buildings. Found everybody who works in those big companies. Send them a voucher saying, "Come on in for a free 1 week trial." And then the last one, we haven't used the influencer one.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to grab? I don't know if you still got that audio from the gym owners. You landed when you were coming to visit me, and you had a voicemail. While you grab that, so Kieran, to answer your question, the tool itself, the lead tool, we specialize B2B, right? But we've been asked so many hundreds of times, how can I use this for B2C? That we actually have a full training playlist on that. Exactly, some amazing strategies, like Johann just said. How do you use a B2B tool to fill B2C type businesses? And we've got so many case studies where we've used the tool to do that. But let me be very specific. So I can't reach out to Mrs. Smith down the road and find out all about her and her credit rating and all that kind of stuff, because that data is really private. And you're going to get somebody who goes, how did you get my details? Right. But on a business level, I can find out where Mrs. Smith, or if I know where Mrs. Smith works, I can connect with a business at a B2B level. Now, guys, need to say this really, really clearly. Every single person needs to be aware of their own legalities locally about what you can and what you can't do with communication with people. Like, you need to know that stuff if you're going to be in business. What's the legality of communicating? So I'm talking about this as a generic. The legality of a business reaching out to another business at a business level and saying, hey, I noticed you're a local chiropractor and I'm a local golf club. How about we do a deal where your members get free treatment and your customers get a free round of golf, and we do a deal together? So again, you need to be aware of your own communication laws, but using a B2B tool to create those B2C relationships is an amazing way to go. Did you find that, Johan?
I
The
just
voice.
have,
This is the one. This is the actual gym.
Yep. Cool.
dude, I just have to let you know, using your incredible software has now got us a meeting teed up with the CEO of Cricket Australia, Kevin Roberts. I'm like speechless, bro. Like he was like, he's checked out the page. He's like, I love your energy, Matt. Like da da da. All the stuff that you said, it must be a CEO thing. And then he's like, mate, I'm looking for a place to train, and I want to talk partnerships. You know, when can I come down, drop down? He's only 700 meters away. So we've teed up a time for Thursday, 12 p.m. But dude, like, I'm such a massive cricket fan. So for me, it was like when I searched him up, and I remember seeing his LinkedIn thing. And it was, yeah, Kevin Roberts, CEO of Cricket Australia, coming down for a meeting at Elite Body at 12 on Thursday. So, man, I just wanted to let you know, and I just want to say thank you once again, man.
So
There you go.
yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Cool.
So yeah, using
So
the B2B tool to create B2C relationships is definitely something that we talk about a lot, Kieran.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Thanks, Kieran. And Sukumar, you got your hand up there, mate. Sorry.
Hi, Johan. How are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good.
We haven't talked in a long time.
Yeah. Hey, just a quick question. When you use, what do you use for the voice calls? Basically, do you need a telephony or Synflow does it
So,
all?
so Synflow does it all. That's what it does.
So, like in India, I'm helping a couple of customers to scale up, not a couple, three probably, and they Twilio is not available, LC is not available there, and they're going to use GHL for automations, basically for automations of emails and stuff. And they're looking for voice.
Mm. If
So there was an option.
LC and Twilio are not available, it might struggle because Synthflow uses those platforms to do the
Yeah,
calls.
precisely. That's the reason why I wanted to know, is there a telephony system you would need for the voice?
So there are other voice agents out there that might cover that in an easier way, but Synthflow specifically piggybacks into GHL or Twilio
Right.
Direct.
Okay. So yeah.
But again, there's tons of voice agents out there. We chose Synthflow just purely because of the quality of the voice call itself and the flexibility on how you create the prompts. GHL's own voice
That's
system
critical,
is
isn't it? That's critical.
Oh, absolutely. I tested a bunch of them before we landed on Synthflow. But again, if it doesn't work in that specific location, there are others out there that probably will. I just haven't tested them. So I tested and tested and tested until I found Synthflow, and I went done. But I'm not restricted by location functionality, unfortunately. So there definitely would be voice agents out there, Sukumar, that are working in India. I just don't know what they are.
Oh, thank you.
Can you get a number that's not an
Cheers.
Indian number, Sukumar, and use that? I know it wouldn't be the local code when it's ringing, but you could still get a US or a UK or an Australian number or something and use that in
I'm
LC
trying,
to
I'm
call for your.
exploring those options. What I've done,
Yeah.
I've connected my CRM for one of the clients to just test it out.
Mm.
And that's working well. Now we got to look at, okay, how do we enable the voice part of it?
What if you did that? So sorry, we're going off on a little tangent here, guys, but what if you did that? Because if you connect my CRM SIM with a local Indian number,
Which I've done, and it's
okay, and then you connect a US number for the phone calls or even an Australian number or whatever, and then you can do the phone number masking and you can then
I've
call from the
so
same
far
number.
that I'm not technical, Gary. You'll have to give me the solution. I can sell.
I
I
love
will
it.
send you the link after this, but what you can do, Sukumar, if you own the mobile number that you're
Yeah,
using with my CRM SIM,
yeah,
okay, you can set that up as a verified number in
yeah.
high level so that when high level rings, it will ring and it will appear that it's coming from the my CRM SIM number. So it would use that local Indian mobile number as
Nice.
the view number for calling. So you just use whatever number there is, which will get you over that hump of not being able to buy a local Indian number for calling and mask it through. We've got a process in our support docs for that, mate.
Okay, okay. I need to check it out. I haven't had the time to go through everything, but yeah. Okay.
I will find it. I will drop it in the chat here or I'll DM it to you, mate. But that will be a way for you to get around it. So you don't need to buy that number in India, mate. But you will still be able to actually call from a local Indian
Nice.
mobile number.
That's great.
There's always a way, mate. There's always a way. Yeah. So we've got all that
Always
in
a
our support
way.
and training. Yeah.
Love that.
I heard, I can't remember who it was, Gary, but somebody told me about how awesome you are with your support. And you're like, it's in the support, everything's done. Go check it out over there.
Mate, I document everything, mate. I'm a huge fan of just having stuff written down. But what I appreciate is that not everybody's got time to go and read. I mean, we've got dozens and dozens of support articles, and they can't find it. Or maybe they even do look in there and they search, but what they search for isn't what it comes up under. But
Yep.
like I've written all of it, and well, sorry, I haven't written all of it. Carlos, who's on here as well, otherwise he'll shout at me after this.
Carlos,
He's
give Carlos a shout out. Great job.
Carlos has done a lot of it. Thank you, Carlos. But I do know I know our support inside out. So basically, whenever people ask a question, it's like, yep, knowledge-based fluent. And what we always do as well is that if someone did ask a question, in the early days and said, hey, how do you do this? If we didn't have an article on it, we'd be like, oh, we hadn't thought about that. And then we create one on it like almost immediately. So it's like, well, if one
Sweet.
person's, I always have the viewpoint, well, if one person's asking it, there's 10 people thinking it, you know?
Right. Always. Yeah,
So
definitely.
pop it in there.
What's the cost of the system, guys?
Well, there's
There you
a
go.
bit of a deal that we'll give you. So Johann's just popped the link there. So you can grab with us, you can grab the unlimited plan. So one of the things that we wanted to offer for the myCRMSIM crew is that we started training our we did the four bots. So we lined it up. We started seeing results. The lead system became a profitable entity for us in like 2 weeks. It was an incredible thing. So we started training all of our people on how to plug in the different AI bots to systemize it. And then we said, well, hang on, there's going to be a lot of people that want to sell this to local businesses. So we created a certification training program, which teaches all of that AI integration. It's got a snapshot. It's actually got 2 snapshots there that have got all of the automations in it, etc. So for you guys with the myCRM crew, myCRMSIM crew, if you are grabbing the webinar special, which is there, we're actually going to give you the full training and snapshots of that 4-bot certification process as well, which is a couple of $1,000s worth of value. So if you grab the plan through Gary's link there, which is whitelabelsuite.com/myCRMSIM, you'll get that full training included. So you can pick it up either. It's $19.97 for a 12-month license for the unlimited plan, or $297 a month. If you go down that path, and as I said, if you grab the annual plan, we'll add in that certification training for you as well.
And just to be clear again, so with the bots, I think you've got the prompts in there and stuff, and that will all work with the myCRM bot anyway. So Kieran, I know you have access to that, but I got a feeling you might use a different bot anyway from conversations we had.
So we've got the so in that training program, I was about to get geeky and show you all my workflows and automations and whatever. But let me just talk it through. Let me just talk it through. The first thing that I created was a ChatGPT, a customized GPT, which we give you access to in that certification program as well. And I think that's probably one of the biggest pieces, is that GPT creates a very structured output of a knowledge base for any client. So for anybody that's worked with AI before, AI is only as good as the information you give it. And when
everybody that's saying in the comments there, Heidi, we love geeky, mate. Just geek out.
We love geeky.
It's for the geeks, mate. We've got some. We're gonna have GHL nerds watching this later. We all like the tech, right? That's why we're here. So
love it.
Show us, mate. Don't be embarrassed.
When we started,
go on.
Okay.
Come on, Walt.
I'll do the show and tell. Let me just jump in. So I'll come. The first thing, so I'll show you the snapshots, but the actual GPT is a really amazing starting point. So when we started doing this for businesses, like it could be a chiropractor, it could be a local accountant, or whatever. We found that getting that knowledge base together is the most important thing. So I'll show you the GPT, but let me show you the snapshots that are here, because there's a whole bunch of them. So let me grab this. So there's two snapshots: a client snapshot that you install for a client that has all of their prompts and everything in it, and the agency snapshot, which has actually got all of the automations for the setup. And in the background, we run all of the prompts themselves. So first we create the new sub account, and then it creates the actual agents in there. And this automation flow sending across actually creates the full prompt that goes into the SynthFlow system, and it's massive. Like if I'm scrolling across, it's a huge amount of data that goes across to create the prompt, but all of that is filled in by things like by custom values. So we start by saying how to set this up. We literally just grab the GPT database. So let me grab the GPT and I'll show you. The GPT outputs. You can drop in, here's a transcription of a sales call, here's their PDFs of all of their brochures, here's their website, here's a Q&A doc that we did for them, and you put everything into a zipped file and just send it to the GPT. And the GPT then delivers you back a very structured step-by-step knowledge base. And that there's 3 different prompts in that GPT creator. It'll do a knowledge base that you can just straight upload to a chat system and a voice system. Then it'll do an FAQ, and then it'll do a 7 email series that goes into the snapshot that we've got as well. And so all of that to be said, if you start selling this 4-bot system out to a business. So you show them, hey, leads generated, leads followed up, leads qualified in your CRM program. So the goal is to sell more GHL, right? So we're selling to a business an entire end-to-end solution. You can use that GPT and that training and those snapshots and everything to deploy. So it's like, cool, now I can get the knowledge base from the client. My chatbot gets updated. My voice system's done. My automations are all in place. So we go leads to qualification, to voice, and all wrapped around in GHL, all part of that whole process. So yeah, that's geeking out. That was me over a month putting it all together. The first time we built a 4-bot system for a client, I realized if we don't accelerate the process of building this stuff, we will never be able to scale it because it was taking every single client. Johann joined me on one client, a tiny, tiny, tiny little single operator call. It took 4 hours to get Q&A from this client on how their business works and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, if we need to have a high level business person on 4 hours for a tiny business, we'll never scale this thing. So we built all these automations and GPTs so we can just throw it at it. It creates the knowledge base, automation's done, flows in place. So that's all part of our inclusions on the annual program, and you guys get all of that included in that as well.
Awesome. Are those prompts, sorry, Kieran, are those prompts and everything in there from your conversation, Johann, or can you share that slide deck with us for people who
Yeah,
I'll
I'll send you the slide deck after this.
Awesome. Sure. Yeah, if you can send me that, and I'll put that somewhere in the cloud and put a link to that. Sorry, Kieran, please.
Perfect.
Just on that growth plan then, so 10 licenses is 10 different sub-accounts, is that what you're saying? And then
correct. And the unlimited plan, so the Gary Caps special deal is you get the unlimited plan for the same cost as the 10 license plan if you're going through Gary.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. And then the 12,000 or the 60,000 credits a year is the credits in ChatGPT that just or
that's actually credits in our leads tool. So and there's the leads tool consumes credits differently depending on what kind of search you do, the AI assistant inside of the leads tool. But those credits are also your clients being able to run their system, and you can make a markup on every credit as well, Kieran. So let's say you sell a package of leads to someone and you include 1,000 credits a month, and after their 1,000, they put a wallet on file and you're getting that rebill. Same as you do in GHL. If they use more than you've given them, you're making a margin on every single search they ever do.
Okay, so it's roughly 3 credits per lead. Is that what it was?
Depends.
Yeah, so I'll show you. I'll show you that one. So
yeah.
the people search, which is the sniper rifle, saying this is exactly who I want. That's 3 credits per search because it gives me all of the data of that person. Company search is 1 per company, but in the company I might have 10 or 15 or 20 emails. So that only costs me 1 credit. So it's a sniper shotgun, if that's the way to describe it. I want all the real estate agents and the people who work there. It's 1 per credit. And then this is the specific company. So I typed in Forbes.com. It's 1 per 1 email that I was getting. And then the influencer search is 5. I know that says 2, but it's 5 credits per search for the influencer. So that's where I find the exact influencer I want to do a joint venture with. That costs 5 credits for 1 influencer.
So yeah, different searches use different credits, and your customers pull from those from that credit allocation that you've got, and then they pay you for any additional usage.
Awesome. Thank you guys for explaining that.
No worries.
From 197 to 297?
Sorry, say that again, Sukumar.
Can you upgrade from 197 to 297?
Yeah, absolutely. So this deal with Gary is only for you guys. You get that unlimited license at $297 a month. You get if you go the annual plan, which is $19.97 for 12 months access, you get 60,000 credits up front, and then you get access to all of that training. This is the certification program that I was just talking to you guys about. So we talk through the knowledge-based prompts, and that's where you get all of the GPT knowledge-based builders and the prompts there as well. We've got the snapshots included. We show you how to set everything up. So that's all part of the inclusion with what we're doing for you guys with myCRMSIM.
And what's this kind of pricing you sell to companies at small businesses?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sukumar, I had trouble hearing. Could you say again, my friend?
What is the standard average pricing that small businesses pay for the 4-bot system?
Wow, that's a great question. We were talking at an event in Sydney, and we are booked out till March. We're at capacity.
Yeah.
And because we were booked out, Johann kept bumping up the price. So we started at 5,000 setup and then 1,000 a month. And then within, I think 3 weeks, we went to 10,000. But
I think Sukumar was asking a different question. I'll answer that question. I'll follow that in a second. So you're buying it from us at $197. Most people sell 500 credits for $97. That's the average.
Just the leads tool. That's not the 4-bot system.
Just the average. The 4-bot system, which is what Walt was just about to explain. The 4-bot system is something. It's a different beast. We kept upping the price, and we stopped at $50,000. So a couple of weeks
50,000
ago,
set up.
just for setup, and $2,000 to $3,000 for reoccurring monthly. We had 16 people put their hand up and say, we want this. And so then we said, we're not taking on any more of those. And we certified all of our people. That's where that training that Walt spent his entire Christmas building all that up and certifying all our people so that they can then do these rollouts, because
They can roll
this
out, yeah.
is the hottest thing right now. When you can go into a company and say, I'm going to set up the lead generation for you, I'm going to set up the nurturing, I'm going to set up the voice calling, and I'm going to set up support, onboarding, and upselling. Is that worth $50,000? The answer is all day, every day, because it replaces a minimum of 8 people in their company, which is way more than $50,000, and it's working 24/7. So
Yeah.
that's what you're offering them. So that's the 4-bot system, and that's the training that's in there, and that you get that as part of this deal, because we want more people to know how to do this, because you can, once you
Because there's so
have the
many
skill
businesses
set,
that want
yeah,
it.
there's
So,
every
Sukamal,
business will need this. Go on.
most of our guys who are selling the 4-bot system are doing a $10,000 setup and then $1,000 a month, and they're giving that 4 bots for that 1,000 a month. So they use a GHL sub account, a white label suite sub account, the closed bots inflow, or whatever chat and voice system that you use. But then it's a complete setup. So most of the guys that are selling are doing it at 10,000 setup and then 1,000 a month.
Do they charge for credits on that as well? So like with voice
Yeah, so we
credits,
do.
OpenAI, so
We
there's
add
a
rebilling.
rebilling
Absolutely,
on them. Yeah,
absolutely.
so you can
Yeah.
make a little markup
Johan
on that.
knows the
So
kind of business model I follow. So there's a company that's approached me to set up a distribution system and sales within Australia.
Nice.
So, part of the team could be this 4-bot system.
Absolutely.
He might not need as many salespeople.
You know how great to have a person,
Yeah,
a tool on your team that does the work of qualification and sales, never calls in sick, never takes a day off, answers the phone even if it's 10 o'clock at night, um, follows the script every time. I think it's, yeah, amazing.
thank
yeah,
you.
you guys have got the next level of this to what we have with SMS and myCRM bot, because we were having a call the other day with one of our clients, and he is selling investment properties, and he just did like a little DBR out with an old list that he had, about 2,500, I think, and ended up with 170 appointments, like closed appointments from a DBR, just setting it up with SMS and a myCRM bot that just messaged him, said, hey, whatever the messages were. And we were chatting the other day, and he said he did that in the space of a couple of weeks, whatever. And he goes, I'm just scaling this now. I've just got more lists and more, and I'm going to keep growing that. And that's saving him. He said an appointment setter would cost me at least $80,000 a year for one. And he said,
Yep.
but
There it is.
one appointment setter could no way do the number of appointments that the bot's booked. So that's like 3 appointment setters that saving me, and that costs him $1,500 a year or something. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Isn't that incredible?
That's crazy. Hey, Gary, I gotta run. Well, you good to finish up? Sorry, man.
Yeah, absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
all cool, mate. I think we're on the
For
wrap up anyway, but yep, you shoot out, mate, if you've got to go. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank
I'll
you,
those
Gary.
who are
put the
watching on
Thank you,
Facebook
guys.
Live, or if you're watching, see you, mate. If you're watching on Facebook Live, or you're watching this with Gary a little bit later on, we keep putting the link in for Gary's special deal in the chat box. And yeah, guys, we're here to make sales. Don't get me wrong. Like, we want to welcome new clients. We want to help you guys done. But you get that deal with Gary. So it's whitelabelsuite.com/myCRMSIM. And you get the annual plan, unlimited license for the cost of the lowest tier. And we'll give you all of that snapshots, training, GPTs, and all that kind of stuff to run those 4 bots as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
So we want to make sure everybody gets value from these things as well. Obviously, yeah, when people come along, they do these things, we have products, they sell them. That's awesome. We'd love it if people want to buy that. That's great. That can help you accelerate to the next level. If you don't want to buy that today, we also want to make sure that people have got value and they've got some actionable takeaways. So we'll get that.
My biggest
get that
advice for
slide.
actionable takeaway is
Yep.
get leads followed up by AI, and do it now. And then show business owners that you can do the same thing. That's of all the things we've talked about, if you only take away, this is what I should be doing out there in the marketplace, I've never seen uptake like it. If you can show leads that get followed up, that AI gets involved, then the business owner can see real returns happening in their business immediately. Like, the biggest takeaway is this is what you should be using to sell GHL subscriptions, to be getting more clients into your market. As I said, it's the most amazing uptake I've ever seen in 4 years of working with GHL.
Yeah, it's what everybody wants. They want closed sales, but they need to show them leads first and get that in. And I would suggest anybody as well, make sure you listen to the podcast that Johann did 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago with Vit on how he started this process with a walk with his dog. Like I say, having a conversation with ChatGPT that led to this idea, that led to now this real business that's generating real revenue and having real customers. So the presentation will be somewhere with this video as well, wherever you're watching it. Listen to that. Go and have a conversation with ChatGPT. Maybe you're not knowing where you want to get your leads from or who your ideal customers are for you anyway. Who's your ideal avatar? And start with that and have a good conversation and bring that together and use AI in your business to business coach you as well. It's a perfect opportunity for that, guys.
Absolutely.
Awesome. With that, if we don't have any other questions, nobody's got hands up. Well, last question. Where can I find the podcast, Joe? Joe, I will put it. It will be with the links once this finishes going live. So we'll put it in the Facebook group once it's gone live, mate. I'll tag you in the comments when I put it up there somewhere. Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming back, Joe. Joe turned up on our demo call like an hour early with someone else. All right. Thank you so much, Walt. Appreciate your time,
Thanks
mate.
for that, guys.
Thanks, guys.
No worries.
Look
Thank
forward
you,
to seeing
guys.
you
Thanks,
around.
everyone, for coming. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.